Yarn Hellions episode 34. We are into our third season of the Yarn Hellions podcast. I am Christine Parker Co. This is Sarah Flynn. We are knitters and readers. So we are coming back from an accidentally longer break than we had planned. But we should
be on a good schedule now.
Yeah, we should be like good to go now, assuming nothing, like the climate doesn't collapse or barring disaster, we should be ready to start recording episodes more regularly again. So, thanks for being here. We are just going to do, we always say it's going to be a quick episode, and then it never is. But we're gonna just catch up on some stuff. We don't really have a special topic today, so we just have some yarn to show you and some projects and some merch, and we're just gonna hang out. So,
and Dottie's here, but she's like,
yeah, Dottie's. You might hear her
just
snoring.
Comfy, so
little ears.
She was not happy with me just being here with her while Christine was getting ready. She was like,
stranger danger,
and now she's comfy.
She's got the spicy blanket. Anything you want to catch up on?
Yeah. I started a new job, which is part of the reason why
I
haven't been taping.
That's big. That's a lot.
It was. So this is my almost done with my fourth week. So
has it been that long already? Wow.
Crazy.
Good for you.
Yeah. So there's different library systems in Cleveland, and I'm now at the other one, which is the Cuyahoga County Public Library, which is an excellent library system, and I'm very happy to be there. And I'm an adult librarian at the Brooklyn branch, which is kind of a new neighborhood to me. So I'm learning a lot about Brooklyn and its patrons and what they like, and I'm planning summer programs now. So June, July, August, I'm planning out what I'm going to do, and the adult team is 3 other people, so we all kind of pick what we're interested in and what we want to teach and what we think people would like to learn, and so it's really nice. Yeah. So we have I'll know more. We submit them in another 2 weeks, so I'll be able to tell you guys what's coming up, but I'm very excited. So
you mentioned that you're learning what the Brooklyn branch patrons like and what they're into. Does it differ from branch to branch in area?
Does. So we cover, I learned in my orientation, we have 27 branches, but we cover 47 municipalities. So we go from Bay Village, we're almost like an outer suburban library. So Bay Village is our western one, and then it kind of goes in a big swoop down. I'm kind of a western one, and then southern branches, and then our friend Amia is at Beechwood, which is an east branch. So we have this big swath. So definitely there's for each branch you kind of learn what people like to read there, or we have one coming up that is, we have some where we have outside people come in that are experts on things. So we have a car maintenance guy coming Saturday. It is we just actually,
that's
I think
so
we're
useful.
on. It really is just basic car maintenance, how to do these few things yourself. And this lady signed up yesterday, and she said, "Can you do that for house stuff?" She's like, "I want to know how do I paint a room nicely?
Oh, yeah.
How do I just fix my sink when it's leaking?"
Yes.
And I was so I called a few places. So I was trying to find instructors for that. So yeah, it's just that kind of thing. So of course, librarians, we do some reading. So we've got a book discussion. We're going to do a few different book highlight, come in and talk to us. I'm going to do a knitting club, probably an adult anime club, because some of my friends I've kept in touch with from CPL are in the anime club there, and they're all adults. So why can't we still watch anime and do crafts and stuff at Brooklyn?
That sounds really fun.
So yeah, so I'm trying not to overdo, which I tend to do right now. I'm very excited. So I was writing everything out. I'm do you need to do a program every single day? So luckily I know the branch manager will be hey, because I haven't showed it to her yet, and she'll be let's
cut it down a little bit.
So I'm excited, and it's fun to.
Cool. Well, I'm so happy that you're
Yeah.
Loving your new job. That was a relief.
Yeah. What's going on with you?
What's going on with me? Well, so one of the reasons we hadn't recorded it all in January is because I was in the ER twice. I thought that I was dying. I thought I was going into cardiac arrest. 2 times. It turned out to be panic attacks, which was really interesting because I've had panic attacks before, or at least I thought I did. And I thought I knew what a panic attack was. And I knew that, like, people end up in the ER all the time thinking they're having a heart attack, but really it's a panic attack. And I was like, that'll never happen to me. So I didn't even clock what was happening when it was happening. So yeah, New Year's Eve I spent in the ER. We were there for 15 hours. And then 2 weeks later, same thing happened. But we called the squad, and the squad took me. And then I spent 13 hours in the ER overnight. And it was probably the worst night of my life ever.
The second one?
The
or both
second
of them?
one.
Yeah.
Because the first one I had at least had a full night of sleep the night before. The second time I had been up, by the time I got home, I was up for 52 hours. Because I hadn't
before
slept.
You were having a bad day. Yeah.
It was awful. So the problem was that I thought I was having like an allergic reaction or something to one of my medications. But they tell me that it wasn't. I had a panic attack, and then, like, in my mind I associated the symptoms of panic with that medication. So then the next time I took that medication, it triggered the same, like, physical symptoms, which were panic. So I'm not taking the medication anymore. It was for blood pressure. It was metoprolol, which is like an old and very commonly used, very safe medication. They actually use metoprolol for anxiety.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's either, and maybe for migraines. I
think maybe, yeah.
I feel like I've taken.
Yeah.
But you're sensitive to, like, lots of switching drugs and additives, and
I am. So in my head, it all made sense. But, like, all the ER people and the EMTs are like, this is like this this doesn't happen with this medication. Like, you're not being poisoned by it. And I'm like, they must be wrong. They're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. I know what's going on in my body and whatever. And it was, I mean,
real to you.
It's really, like, really powerful. And I felt like I was losing my mind. If you've ever had a panic attack, it's horrible. So everything's fine now. I'm not taking the medication because I told my doctor, my primary care doctor, I'm like, look, I don't want to take it anymore. Like, if I can get my blood pressure down, just, like, by going for more walks and, like, drinking more water and whatever, cutting down my coffee, like, let me try that before I try another medication. And don't you know, I got it down to 120 over 79. Hey. I just had a check last week. So I don't need to be on meds, which is great. So that was
not a fun
January. January was rough. What else? Good things, though. My nephew Scotty is turning 1.
Oh my gosh.
His birthday's tomorrow.
And when's your other ones? They're close together, aren't they?
They're very close. James was born first. He was born December 27th. So he had his first birthday party in December, and that it was like breakfast with Santa themed.
I remember now. Yeah, I was like, okay.
We went down he lives in Columbus with my brother and his wife Carly, and so we went down to Columbus to have breakfast with Santa and celebrate his little birthday, and it was really cute.
And what's Scotty doing?
Scotty, tomorrow we're having a party at his mommy's parents' house. So not my parents, but the other grandparents' house. Just like a small family thing. Yeah. My brother and Carly and James are going to come up from Columbus. I think just for the day, and we're just have a little family celebration.
You put up the best video of him eating cheese.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He was like, Like, just like, this is the best.
He loves cheese. He loves hitting things with his little hammer. He's got a toy hammer, with like the pegs that you pound in or whatever. He's got one of those, but he'll hit anything with the hammer. He doesn't care. And he's got like one of those little walkers with wheels so that he can he can't walk yet, but he can goes tearing around the house and all these, on his little walker, which they're like, those are so dangerous. I can't believe my parents got him one, but he loves it. I didn't
so
either.
Many kids, fell down the stairs.
They're so dangerous. But, my dad's like, well, we had you in them when you were kids and you were fine. He took me up on the roof in a walker one time. On the roof. Because he couldn't. He's like, well, I couldn't leave you on the ground. I'm like, what?
This is the difference between parenting then and now.
Right. So,
or parents and grandparents.
Yeah. So he's got gates all over. They put gates up all over every stairs, and he's fanatic about having the gates closed.
And my brother didn't have one, and he fell downstairs. I mean, stitches and bumps, and oh my gosh, yeah. So it doesn't. He did not have a walker, and he was like, "You're gonna bump around."
Kids
anyway,
kids are kids.
Wow, he's so sweet.
It's
nice. He's close. You get to see him.
Oh my gosh, I try to get over there because my parents are watching him, while my brother and Lauren are at work. So they're watching him 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. So I try to get over there, once or twice a week just to hang out with him because he's just the best little kid. He makes my brain short circuit. I just love him so much. And the other one, James, we haven't seen him since, I think, beginning of January, which I hate. I hate that, Columbus is only 2 hours from Cleveland, and yet it's so,
it
it's
happens
so
with
hard.
everyone's, schedules. It just is harder to make happen.
So I'm glad they're going to be coming up this weekend. We can see them. He's walking now, which is just wild. Ooh. It's so fun to watch them grow up. Okay. What else do we have?
I don't know. Want to talk about Rhinebeck?
Oh, yes.
I was like, we did
talk about Rhinebeck already. We had a whole episode about it.
We liked it so well. We're going back.
We are. We're going back to the 2023 Rhinebeck, the New York Sheep and Wool Festival, in Rhinebeck, New York. We will be there for the whole weekend.
We're gonna have some sort of meetup.
We're gonna do a Yarn Hellions meetup. We don't have the details yet. I mean, it's 8 months away now still.
But I'm excited.
Yeah. We're thinking we might do a knit along, so everybody, we can all do the same project and wear them together and get a picture. I don't know. I'm so excited to go back. That was so fun last year.
It's nice to have something because I feel like, did we plan that kind of more or less, not last minute. We weren't planning it this far ahead.
No, we did. No, because I won't.
Right, you had family schedule.
I thought my sister-in-law was getting married that weekend, and then she changed the date a couple months before.
So then me.
Yeah, right. So then it was fine. It was great. I got to go to Rhinebeck and the wedding, and it was really fun. But
okay, that's why I couldn't remember why.
That's why. Yeah, we were sort of short.
It's nice to look forward this whole time.
Yeah.
Be I have that because I don't get vacation for 6 months, so. Then it can be ooh, what am I going to do with my vacation days?
Yeah.
Excited about that. And we'll probably be at Great Lakes.
Yeah, I want to go
part
to
of it.
Great Lakes.
If anyone wants to, I don't know, just walk around, or we could even bring chairs and
I
sit
would love
for a little bit.
Yeah, bring some chairs and sit and hang out.
Yeah, so we'll.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah.
Our favorite yarn shop, Around the Table Yarns in Shaker Heights, is expanding. We're so excited for them. They're moving into a new space on the other side of the shopping plaza.
Yeah.
But it connects to there's a back hallway that connects it to their old space. So they're keeping the old space too.
Know that.
Yeah, they're gonna have classes back there.
That's perfect. Because they need more room.
They really do. Yeah. So. They're having I think they're planning to, excuse me, their grand reopening is going to be in March sometime.
We should go.
Yeah.
And you met the new puppy.
I did meet their new puppy. Beth got a new puppy.
Is it a Whippet?
It's a Whippet. And I want to whip it because he was just the cutest little sweetie long boy.
Yeah. Because they had a Corgi and a Greyhound before. And I think they lost when they opened and they lost both of them.
Yeah, I think she lost both of them last year pretty close together. They were both elderly little puppy dogs.
So it was nice to have a dog back in the store.
But they placed a big wholesale order with me for their grand reopening. I've never had an order this big. It was really exciting to put together.
So can you share what they got?
Yeah, I have some stuff. So there's like a lot of the stuff that you will have seen before, like the fuck off I'm knitting and fuck off I'm crocheting stickers. They'll have those. They'll have pins. They will have the fuck stitch gauge pins. They'll have those. And then I have some new stuff. So they haven't come in yet, but I have this sticker in my shop that I've had for a while. But they asked for a crochet version. So I made them that. I've ordered it. It'll be here soon. So you'll be able to get that. At their grand reopening. I have, they asked for gauge rulers, and so I have those. I've had the wooden, you've seen in past episodes, I showed you the wood and the clear, and it says fuck gauge on it. So I had those, but they're going to have iridescent ones. Ooh. So I won't have these in my shop, so if you want an iridescent gauge ruler, you'll have to go to their grand reopening in March. And then they ordered a bunch of stitch markers, too. Some like custom sets I haven't made before. The one I'm most excited about is these like glitter, they're like jelly looking.
Can I see?
Yeah. Wait, let me see if I can get it. There we go. Little jelly acrylic. It's like clear colored acrylic with silver glitter in them. So they'll have those. Aren't those fun?
Oh,
what else? They're gonna have mugs. I've got
mugs. I think they should have always had mugs. Mugs are amazing.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have the space.
That's true.
That's what she said. They're like, Beth is always like, I really want to have your stickers and like all your other stuff. She's like, there's just nowhere to put it. So bless her heart, they put this big order together, and
that's so good.
Yeah, it's been.
So that'll be for the opening.
Yeah, they'll have all this stuff for the opening. Mm-hmm. I'm like hauling ass to get it all put together. I've been like, I have like a stitch marker assembly line. Yeah, where I like, while we're sitting and watching TV or whatever in the evenings, instead of knitting, I'm assembling stitch markers in my lap. And Devin, I put him to work peeling the like sticky masking tape off of all those little tiny stitch markers. There's so many of them. Do I have any here? No. So he's like, how much are you paying me for this? And I'm like, nothing.
This is it.
So yeah, I'm really excited to have a wholesale relationship with them. They've carried my pins for a long time, but like I don't know, it's just. And so now I'm like, gosh, I made so much money in just one order. Like, that was amazing. I got a wholesale, like, that's big money. I want to start wholesaling more. So I'm building a new website. I want to get off Patreon. I've had my Kick-Ass Flair Club on Patreon for 2 years, and it's terrible. I hate Patreon. The fees are astronomical. It doesn't do what I need it to do. Shipping is a nightmare. Like, it's just so hard. So I'm building a new website. It's going to be through WordPress. Not that any of that matters to you guys, but it'll be
easier for you.
Yeah, it'll be so much easier for me. It's going to have like really cool functionality. Like Kick-Ass Flair Club will have its own website, and you'll have a membership, like an account right on the Kick-Ass Flair Club website where you can log in and like, it'll be like Patreon where you can do the polls and get the custom content and the coupons and whatever. But it'll be like through my website and not through Patreon. And I'll be able to add a wholesale section onto my website too eventually so that, I can contact shops and be like, hey, do you like, your yarn shop is cool. Do you want to sell some of my merch? I think your customers would really like it. And then they can just go to my website and buy it, and I'll send it to them. And so I'm really excited about it. And I'm also terrified because, like, it's building this site. Like, I've had to invest a lot of money in it, you know, to get the functionality that I want. And it's like, you know, I have that, like, imposter syndrome where I'm like, oh, like, if you were a real artist or a real, you know, seller or whatever, like, then you could spend $500 on this website that you're making. But, like, now you're just fiddling around. You're just throwing money away. No. Yeah. So, shut up, voice.
Yes.
So I'm hoping, I don't want to pay for another month of my old website. So I'm hoping to get the new site launched in the next 3 weeks.
Ooh.
Hopefully by April. Because I want to get Patreon patrons converted to the new system if they want to, you know, maintain their membership. So that's what I'm working on.
Yay.
Well,
talk about some projects.
Yeah, you've been knitting, yes?
Yes,
no, maybe.
Not anything that I've started in the past 2 or 3 years, but thanks to Discord, since I'm one of the last holdouts, I decided to cast on the habitation throw, and this is my entire habitation throw right now. But it's really fun, is what I need, and my brain has not been able to handle any of the insane brioche or lace or patterned things that I have in bags, and my brain is not ready for. So this is perfect. So I just took my first little roll of eyelets, and it's so cute. And I'm using my last year's advent. So
love it.
Oh my gosh. So I just used a little light kind of speckled one. And then I'll work across.
So the habitation throw.
Oh yeah.
Who's it by?
Helen Stewart.
Helen Stewart?
Yeah.
So it's meant to, like, use an advent kit. You can knit it with anything. It's just like a corner to corner blanket. You start in one corner and you increase until you use up like half of your yarn, and then you switch and then you decrease to the other point. And it's like all garter stitch and really simple rows of eyelets.
Every 10 rows?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really good.
Simple and mindless.
Are you doing one?
I sure am.
Yours is lovely.
Thank you. Where am I? Trying to figure out which is the right and the wrong side.
Let's compare sizes.
I've been working on mine. I started mine last July for the when we went on that crazy road trip.
Oh, gotcha.
This was my car knitting. And I'm using a custom fade kit that was dyed for me by Ryan Yarns. If you don't follow Ryan, go follow him right now because he's a sweet baby angel. And
are they 50 grams?
No, these are 100 grams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this will be the last color.
You started decreasing.
I have started decreasing. So here's the corner. Can you see it? Yeah.
Is this your first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And eventually I will get to
like multiple ones.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like potato chips. Like, it's just nice to have something simple, and it's a blanket, but it's not a huge blanket.
You're never going to finish it.
Yeah, you can take it with you, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just a really good pattern. It's the Advent ones are cool because you just knit with whatever color you have till you run out, right? And then you switch.
Yeah. So then Allison said, I think you switch on 11. Why you wouldn't switch on 12, but anyway, doesn't matter. Somewhere around there, I need to start decreasing. Around mini 11 or 12.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
well, to get all the way back.
Yeah, approximately half of your yarn. You have been crocheting, yes? Did you bring some to share?
So, and I'll have to put this in the note because I'm just following like I think I finally, like, I cobbled together a few different ones, but I think this is mostly a YouTube one. So.
With, like, I love blankets because you don't really need a pattern. You need, like, just a stitch.
Yeah, and really all I had to, like, really fuss about is, like, on, like, this row I have 1 and this row I have 2. Instead of, like, in the middle you're doing 3. So I just have to, like, remember, like. But I got, you guys suggested Swish from, Nitpicks.
Yeah, I love Swish yarn.
I got so many.
That's
I think I
gonna make
14,
an amazing
12 colors.
Oh my god,
so,
that's gonna be so cozy.
But it's pretty decently wide. I wanted like a big one.
That will be so cozy.
And like, yeah, fun colors. So I'm on the neon yellow now, and I have a little rotation. So I just wrote in Sharpie on each of them what round they are, and I'm just gonna keep going. But yeah, it's super fun. It's only 1 stitch that you do 3 times, so even for a non-crocheter, it's like, I can handle this. So
well, I hate to break it to you, but now you are a crocheter.
Well, I know, but I have imposter syndrome, and I feel like I'm not a crocheter. But yeah, anyone who's not a knitter or crocheter would be like, oh, that's really cool. But for me, I'm like, oh, I love really doing this. So.
Granny squares is why I learned to crochet, because I love the look of granny squares.
Yeah, and I did like a little practice, like little teeny one, and then I'm like, I don't think I want to like sew all the squares together, so I'm just gonna do strips. But now I have these just
many ends.
That's different than sewing them together. So I really love this because it is mindless. But yeah, I've noticed I'm kind of like, for whatever reason that I pick crazy beautiful intricate patterns or that my brain is not ready for it, I've been doing like other stuff too. I showed you this before, but I got this book. And same thing, like I think like I'm not like I can't draw like figure drawing or like, and as a kid like I thought like, well, I can't draw. Yeah. So, and I love drawing. And so I'm like, I was looking at adult like program stuff, and I found this, and it's so adorable. So there's an exercise every day. So I ordered one for myself. And then, so like this one, it was just like little triangles, and you could just color them however you want. And then this one is just blobs. And then you can make the blobs into whatever little animal you want. Here's like a little example. So it's nice because it's like not pressure filled.
Low pressure. Love it.
It's like the right speed for my brain at like 7 p.m. So I've been doing some of these.
That's so nice.
It's really nice.
I love
that. So yeah, I think I if we did want to do like a whip like roundup, I think that would be good for me to be like, my brain was maybe into this 18 months ago, but it's never gonna happen. Yeah.
And that's okay.
I know.
It's okay.
It can be frogged and pick something else. But yeah,
reuse
like
the yarn or not.
I know.
Always
and
donate it.
Feel like, yeah, I don't know. I get dazzled by the pretty pictures. Yeah.
I get it.
Don't think about what my brain can handle, at least now. And then forgot to bring it. I'll bring it next time. Quilting. I took, there's a little quilt store by me called Imagine That and More. And they're so nice. And they bought my yarn. And I messaged them after I stopped making yarn. I was like, hey, I think I want to learn to quilt, but I'm a little intimidated. So they have so many classes. So it's a placemat class. Yeah. So you'll do strips and you learn all the stuff. And Carol is my instructor, and I am like indebted to her because I also did a session with Carol where she taught me how to use my mom's sewing machine. And it had been in the basement, and I thought, I'm just gonna have to buy a new one. And she's like, no, and just wung it all together, had me do like little practice lines, and some of it came back, and like how I kept like jamming it up for dumb reasons, and she showed me how to not do that. Nice. So then I took the placemat class the next week, and I still have to go back. I have the basic stuff, but I haven't quilted them. So starting the new job was a little funny with like her schedule and my schedule. So I'm going to go back. But if you go to Imagine That's website, any class there, but especially Carol is my new. So I have to try classes with other people. But Carol is my guru now.
Dottie.
She's
Dottie, we're recording.
So that's been fun too.
I was like really heavy into sewing for like a minute. I let go. I've dabbled in sewing for years, but I never like, I'll do it for a while and then I'll be like cleaning my house like really quick and I'll like put something on the sewing table or whatever. And then I'll put something else on the sewing table and then something else. And then it just becomes like a hoarding situation. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I don't sew anymore because I'm not going to clean it off. But yeah, I was like at the beginning of the pandemic, I was sewing masks like a sweatshop. Like I was just like sewing and sewing and sewing and sewing. And then all of a sudden I wasn't sewing anymore. So yeah, I don't know.
And then they also have a knit night there. So I had, like, since I dipped my toes into crocheting, I was like, well, I really need to go overboard now. So luckily they're, like, talking me back off the ledge. But I bought at Around the Table this crazy color.
Oh, my God.
It has 109 little mini guys.
Oh.
It's so pretty. I don't even, like, start to, like, play with them.
What are you going to make with them?
So there's patterns. And I still can't say sheep G's, even though...
sheep G's? That's what we decided it was.
I think so, but
sheep
at Around the Table, she has a better way to say it, but I still can't say it. So it's sheep G's, and they're the cutest little thing. I just want to like hang that
yeah, that's
make,
not
like,
yarn
little decorations.
Not yarn for using. This is yarn for displaying. Like imagine them in like a
little bowl.
Yeah, or like a beautiful vase.
I know. They're so cute.
They're really cute.
So I found on their website they have, these are things you can do with these, which are gorgeous blankets. Yeah. Like with 4,000. Of course, there's one with every square is a different pattern, which is impossible. And especially I can't read crochet. So I brought it in. And yeah, they were like, how about you pick like 2 and we'll go from there and not do 47 different. I was like, okay, I think that sounds about my speed. So unfortunately, I was like the week before I started my job. So they've been sitting here. But I have a plan and it's nice to like get them out and touch them.
Yarn doesn't expire.
You know. So enough to keep you busy. Tell me about your other projects.
I was going to say, so
hogging the...
Next episode, we're going to do a tour of all of our whips, all of our works in progress, all of our old projects that are unfinished. And we will...
Evaluate?
We will share our shame.
Evaluate?
No, we're not going to share our shame, because it's okay to have unfinished projects. It's totally fine. And we'll decide, what do we want to finish? What do we need to frog? What do we need to... What's going to happen with all of these? But one of the ones that I will share with you is the hexagon blanket that I started at the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm like, I'm going to be home for 2 weeks while this COVID thing plays out. Like, I'm going to just, I'll have time to crochet a whole blanket. Well, here we are 3 years later and I don't have a blanket yet, but I'm close. I have almost enough hexagons. So I'll share that. It's really fun.
Yay.
What do I have? I weirdly did finish a project recently. I don't do that very often. But I
so pretty.
This is the Happy Street Shawl by Vera Valimaki. It is all garter stitch. It's fingering weight yarn. I have made a bunch of these because I like to make multiple of the same pattern.
And it's a great shape.
It's a
wrap around,
huge long crescent.
Similar to what's your other ones that you? That's not her. I'm confusing her with your other one that you like.
The hitchhiker.
Yeah. But that's very wearable.
Yeah, this is not blocked because I have this bad habit now where I finish stuff and then I just never block it. There's 5 things that I have.
Need to. It's not like it needs to.
I know.
Be long. It doesn't need to be a certain shape. See?
You're right. It doesn't matter. Nothing is real. But yeah, I just love. So my happy place is, size 6 needles with fingering weight yarn, garter stitch, and stripes, and I just I could just sit and do that. I mean, that's just my favorite hand combination. That's what this is. So I was I think I cast this on at Christmas or New Year's Eve or something.
Fast.
I finished it really fast because again, it's just garter stitch and short rows. You use 3 skeins of yarn. The black and white is spun right round, and then the bright orange and the bright green are super fine yarn co. And I love it.
Yay.
I don't even know if I ever really like will wear it, because I don't actually know how to wear a crescent shape.
Oh, but just like the hitchhiker. Yeah, bring it around.
I guess
it looks great.
I guess that's how you wear it, Christine. Why are you overthinking it?
Don't whip it on.
Shit, I was just gonna say something else. Oh, but so like I was gonna say, even if I don't ever wear it, or I never block it and I never use this thing, like I'm trying to embrace the, just the joy of like
it's
making a
process.
thing. It's the the process.
Not the finished object.
Right. Yep. This is pretty cozy, actually. I'm gonna wear it. And then this is old. Well, not old, but from last summer.
Yeah, it's not old.
Yeah,
I have to cast this on too.
I did a pattern with Dymad Yarns for her astrology collection. So this is, I think I showed this pattern already, but it might not have been complete.
Yeah.
So this is the astrology wrap, and it takes 3 colors of DK weight yarn, and then each panel is one of your astrological signs. So like over here is your sun sign. I don't know if you can see.
It's a little hard on the camera, I think.
Yeah, so like each panel has a lace like design. So it's sun, moon, and then rising. So this one, so I made a sample when I was writing the pattern. I made a sample for myself using whatever yarn Kelly had on hand because the colors that I needed hadn't been dyed yet. And then when the pattern came out, she knit this one for me in my own personal colors. So it's Gemini sun, Scorpio moon, and Virgo rising. Yeah. It's just like the different combinations I've seen people put together are really fun.
I have mine, but I haven't cast it on. So.
There's no rush.
I love DK shawls.
I know, me too. So squishy.
And she's killing it with everything. I have to actually I'm on like a bit of a yarn diet right now, so I'm if I go look, I'm gonna.
I know, it's really hard. She just had
the Great Lakes,
Great Lakes collection she just had, and did you see the ones that were inspired by the Ohio snowplow names? Oh my god, yeah,
like Plowy McPlowerson, or they have like weird names.
Like all the plows, the snow plows have like funny names, and so she did a set of a yarn collection on like inspired by each of these names, and they're all like really funny. Like I won't be able to think of one, but they're like silly puns, and yeah. So go to Kelly's website. They're doing on Fridays, I believe they do live yarn dyeing on Twitch now too.
Ooh.
They have a Twitch channel.
Fancy.
I think the last time we recorded an episode, I was also doing my Twitch channel, and we were doing coloring every night. And I stopped doing that because it was stressing me way out. And I was like putting all of this time and energy into creating like new coloring pages every week. And it was just like not, I thought, oh, I've never seen anybody do like coloring on Twitch before. Like, this is my niche. I'm going to get really famous really fast. Well, guess what? It didn't happen. So it was just like way too much stress and pressure for the return. So I have abandoned that project, and we are moving on to bigger and better things. But that it was fun. Well, I think I did it for like 2 months maybe. And that it like, I don't know, it's so nice to be able to like experiment like that and like see what, try different things. What's going to work? What's not going to work? That was a turd of an idea. What What else? I know I have some other stuff. Let's see. Oh, I saved the... So, Kick-Ass Flare Club, the next month's stickers I have. So for March, we have, this is the last month of, excuse me. This is the last month of the Forced Friends theme. So March is this little toad guy. And his little banner says, fuck around and find out. So this is the sticker. And the pins just came today. Just right in the mail. I was so excited. So I thought we could do an unboxing. I haven't even seen them yet. I did cut the box open. Well, just so I didn't have to do that on camera. No, it's not a snack.
Could be.
Yes, I guess it could be. It's so exciting. I love this part. You want to open one up?
Yes. Oh my gosh, the flowers are so cute.
I kept trying to make designs with pink flowers, and because every month I offer 2 different colorways for you guys to vote on. Okay, this is really cute. And I kept trying to make pink flowers, and no one would vote on the pink ones.
Red with the glare. So cute.
Oh my god.
They are adorable.
Sometimes, like I love the pins and the stickers, and whenever they come and I open them up, I'm like, I am so talented. See? They're just so, I don't know why they are so satisfying to make these, like, just little.
Shiny and.
Yeah.
I love the banner. It's like,
thanks. I fought with this banner, trying to figure out how to draw it for so long.
How to swoop them.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It took me a really long time. I can't get it to focus either. Come on.
I got kind of close.
Well, that's fun. Those are cute. I have patches coming too. They have not arrived yet. But March is going to be the last month of patches.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That was another thing that I tried, and it just didn't really pan out. Which sucks because I really liked making the patches every month, but there just wasn't that much interest in them. So there wasn't enough interest for the cost
to do just
yeah. So if suddenly there happens to be more interest in patches, I'll bring them back. But for right now, we're gonna just do pins and stickers. But that'll leave funds and energy open for me to get into something else. So. Yeah.
And I know fans of yours are having trouble because water bottles are being filled up and having to purchase extra water bottles to do.
That happened to me. I had to get a new bottle because I filled one up. How's your bottle? Oh, it's good. Phyllis Vance.
I just had someone at work ask me about Phyllis Vance. And then...
Who's the Yarn Snob sticker? That's cool.
Shelly King.
Oh, okay.
I had that a while ago, and some other ones fell off, and I was like, "Ooh, I can add."
It's so interesting to see, like, my old stickers. Like that Phyllis Vance sticker was one of the first that I ever made, and it looks completely different than the art that I make now. At least to me. Maybe not to you guys, but.
And it's like so. Like I run this through the dishwasher like every 2 days, like for a year.
Really?
And it looks
wow
that good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you want to get your paws on a Toad sticker, you're going to have to sign up for, I guess in March, I'm thinking in March, Kick-Ass Flare Club for March, Kick-Ass Flare Club will still be on Patreon. I'm hoping for April to have everything, set up on my new website so that we can transfer over to that. I think I'm so excited about changing because I'm having it set up so that you will be able to, if you just want a sticker, you can just get a sticker. If you just want the pin, you can just get the pin. If you want both, you can put both the pin and the sticker in your cart. And then there will be a separate membership that you can buy if you want. If you want, like, all the digital rewards, some people don't use them. But, like, with Patreon, it's all smashed together. So, like, you get those digital rewards. You pay for them whether you want them or not. And so I'm excited to be able to have that separate. I think I'm going to set it up, too, so that if you only want to buy one, like you just want the March pin, like you can just get the March pin. You don't have to have a subscription. I haven't figured that out yet. So stay tuned. But I'm just so excited with how much more flexible it's going to be. And I'll be able to print shipping labels right from the site instead of like fighting with Patreon, like I have to download all your data. And they'll be like,
we don't know who ordered this one.
Oh, God.
Like, you figure it out. This isn't our problem.
It's so awful.
Even though we run this website.
Well, it's not really Patreon's fault because they're not set up to do what I'm trying to do, like what I'm trying to use the site for. They were never meant to, like, be product shipment. Yeah. It's for more of, like, you know, like digital rewards and like, you know, tipping your favorite artists and showing your support that way and whatever. But there are a lot of pin sellers on there. I mean, people are doing it, so I don't know. I just hate it, and I'm glad to get away from it. But it's been a really nice way to get started. Like, I'm thankful to have that platform that, like, helped me get Kick-Ass Flair Club established. And now we're moving on. So, what have you been reading? You've been reading a lot, yes?
I've been, I met my 100 goal for last year, like, right on the day. But I set 125 because I thought, I've got all this free time. I'm 8 books behind schedule. So, not doing great. But I think the job will, like, level out and I'll have a better schedule. But I have, like, made a little journal of, like, covers of all the things I want to read this year.
You should show them.
Okay. And I was going to say, my digital planner, I'm still really doing well with, too. So,
good.
Like, this is my February, which is like...
Ooh.
But, yeah. I got all sorts of, like... You can do, like, little stickers, and I am a person at work who has piles, and at home, it's okay, but at work, it's not the greatest. And when I was cleaning up my old desk, I'm like, I'm going to reset, and instead of scribbling, like, tons of little sticky notes and having them everywhere, some in my pocket, some in my purse, because I need to remember them for later, I'm going to have one list that's gonna be here, and I'm mostly sticking to this, but it you know, it's definitely an adjustment, and I really love paper planners, but I needed everything in one place, so I'm doing this for now, and I'm doing pretty well. And so then you can have your choice of, like, how you want it set up, and then I have I deleted some, like, I didn't want to do, like, my finances in here and my, like, keeping track of working out and crap, so I just did like, I wanted to do, like, lists in here, too. And then I made, of course, now I'm like, I bought another little, like, notebook type thing that I'm keeping. Where'd it go? So now I have, like, a book. I'm, like, a cover person. So this way I can see, like, I have them by genre. So I've got, this was, like, my fantasy section. So I can go in and be like, you know, I'm in the mood for fantasy, I'm in the mood for a mystery, and I can look through. And I have this list in my Libby, but they're like, bitty, you know, and sometimes I forget, like, why did I put that on my list? So I'm making little notes if I remember now, like, you wanted to read this author because of, and right now a lot of them are because of TikTok, but, and then I've DNF'd, like, a lot so far this year, too, because I'm trying, like, some romances that aren't normally my, like, kind of thing, and have just had to be like, this isn't working for me. But it's fun because I'm trying new stuff and then can cross them off when they don't work.
Life is too short to read books you don't like.
Oh, no. Not happening. So, but yeah, it's really fun. So, yeah, I've got, like, lots of genres. And I have a little system of, like, what I'm going to read next.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's super fun. But...
the app you're using is Good Notes. Yes? Okay.
And that's what I've been using for my knitting pattern. So now it's kind of taken over. But it's nice because then when I go back and pick up an old knitting pattern, I know which I'm on. I listened the whole way here to Christopher Paolini. Did you ever read The Dragon? It's like Aragon. It came out a while ago. It was a trilogy. It was really good. And I got this audiobook and oh my gosh, I'm like really into it. So To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and just right at the beginning, it's great. They're on a planet and studying things, and they're getting ready to like leave this expedition, and things start happening. And I'm like in it now. So I think I'm like 2 hours in. So man, get this and start it. And it is like, so crazy. So I, normally I'll like switch around or do like a podcast. I was like, no, I have to like help her. Yeah. Like I have a half an hour to get to Christine's and I can help her with her immediate problems. So, this is really, really good. So I love this.
That's a good cover.
I know. She's like in space, whatever. What are you reading?
What am I reading? Well, okay, first I want to tell you about not a book.
Not a book.
I started listening to, there's a podcast called Unobscured, and it's by Aaron Mankhe, the guy who did the Lore podcast. And the first season of Unobscured... Oh, shit, that's my drawing that I was working on. Here's just... Here's the cover of Unobscured. The first season is about the Salem witch trials, which is like a topic I've always been really interested in. And so this podcast is like... He like does a deep dive into the Salem witch trials and like what happened and all the like key characters and, you know, the ministers and the teenage girls who were like, you know, doing all the accusations and all, and like, you know, trying to figure out what happened, because there's a lot of like misinformation. So that sparked my interest, and then one of the experts that he talks to in the podcast is Stacy Schiff, and she has a book called The Witches, and it's like this big, long, super, super, super deep dive into the same topic, the Salem witch trials. And I had tried to read this book ages ago, but it's so like dense and so informative that like it was just putting me to sleep because I was reading it before bed. But the podcast made it like it was a deep dive, but not so intensely informative that like I could still, you can still absorb it. And I like Aaron Mankhe's, you know, he gets made fun of all the time because he's like, I'm Aaron Mankhe and this is lore or whatever. But I think he's a really good narrator. It
takes skill to do that and to distill something that's complex into an interesting.
Yeah, and his podcasts are really well, like they have really good production. So there's like beautiful atmospheric music, and it's like, you know, it's a little bit spooky, but like not that like where you're gonna get scared to like get out of bed at night to pee in the dark. You know, not like that kind of scary, but like just a little bit, just like it's like spooky season, you know, where you're just like a little bit creeped out. It's like just the right amount of spooky. So yeah, I really enjoyed the podcast, and then I was like, I can't get enough of this subject. Like I wanna keep reading. So I pulled out The Witches, and I've been listening to that on audio. And I will be honest, it's still so dense, and like it's such a huge amount of information that I'm probably only absorbing like 65% of what I'm hearing. But it's, you know, like it's one of those things where you like know the story, so you don't really need to pay attention. I don't know. It's very well written. Stacy Schiff won a Pulitzer for one of her other books about Cleopatra. So like that's on my list now too. Huh?
Never read her.
Yeah. Really good.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
I don't need another thing to add on my
list.
I'm
sorry.
Oh, what's the season 2 then of... Does he switch topics every season?
Yeah. So, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know he touches on, like, Jack the Ripper is one of the seasons. He goes into, like circus, like freak show type stuff, like dissecting, like what it meant to be a circus performer, you know, in old timey times. And they're like, it's all about, the podcast is all about like history unobscured. So he takes a topic that's sort of like in everybody's cultural consciousness, but that has been distorted by like popular culture and whatever. And he's like, okay, well, let's look at the facts and like look at what really happened, and you know, so that we can see it better for the history that actually happened versus the story of it that we have in our heads. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
After reading romances that disappointed and trying new things, which is nice, I needed something that I knew I was going to love, and I needed something comforting. And Cat Sebastian does not disappoint. So I was trying to go back. I will have to in a second. There's one that I recommended years ago that was pretty much oh my god, Sound of Music, but it was gay, and then he was a ship captain. He came back, and it was the sweet pastor in the town.
I remember you talking about that one. Oh my gosh.
So I'll look that up in a second, but I just did this one and I love this cut. Like, just tell me you don't want to read this about these lovely men. Lawrence Browne Affair by Cat Sebastian. And yeah, just everything I needed and wanted. And gruff, reluctant Earl, who has really into, he was interested in like science and was doing experiments and had like let the house kind of crumble around him and fired all his servants. And of course, for romance reasons, a secretary shows up and is going to, help, get his life together because like a friend in the town was concerned about him, and sparks start to fly and they need each other for reasons and bring out the best in each other, and it's lovely.
Aww.
Never wanted it to end.
So annoying how that happens.
Like, quit writing good books. Well, now my problem is, I just got the Queer Principles of Kit Webb, which, I guess that was from last year. Anyway, it's a problem now because I would like to read other books, but now I want to read. Right. Oh, here it is. Takes Two to Tumble. I'm sorry if you haven't read a historical gay romance. Like, this is it. It's, gruff ship captain comes back to all of his children's running riot over this English town and the sweet vicar taking care of them. And oh my god. So anyway, that was lovely. And then I think do I have anything else? Oh, I did. This one was okay. This was really cute. I just did this on audio and it was adorable.
I want to hear about this one.
Dating Dr. Dill. And, they're Indian, live in New Jersey, and of course, like, families pushing them to get married, and they're getting older, and of course, definitely her younger sister is engaged, and so she's getting tons of pressure, but she's happy kind of where she is, and they meet one night at a bar. He's a heart surgeon. Meet at a bar, hit it off really well. Things kind of go awry and there's a misunderstanding and they butt heads, and the awesome scene, he has like a talk show because like he wants to promote like information that's specific to like the Indian community and health and things like that. So he's got like a local talk show. So her sister is one of the guests, and she accompanies her and doesn't know it's him because he has like a stage. His stage name is like Dr. Dill. Comes on, and is so mad. It's the day after, and they'd had this blow up, and her sister had gotten her Pedialyte, like to drink as like Gatorade or whatever, because you're dehydrated after being drunk, and she throws it at him. And people are filming it. I think her sister was live streaming it to her fans, so it's all on tape. She like ruins his, reputation, and it's so good. So she has meddling aunties. He has like kind of like his friends who are like messing with both of them, and of course they try and date other people, and none of it works because they have sparks with each other. But the families are all loving. She has this cadre of crazy aunties that she has because her mom died is adorable. All the supporting like characters are so cute. The audiobook is great, the voices are great, and the descriptions of food are amazing. So I hardly recommend.
Can I just name drop really quick? I met that author, Nisha. Nisha Sharma, at the Romance Writers Convention in 2019, back when I was a romance novel editor briefly. She's lovely. Like, I'm like, okay, well, it's the same. Like, oh, okay, here's all another list. This one is supposed to be really good. My So-Called Bollywood Life. I haven't read it, but it's supposed to be fantastic. They have during their contentious like butting heads, they have a eating contest, and it's pani puri, which are like little fried like hollow balls, and you crack it open, and then you put all these toppings in it, and then you pour like it's like a spiced like water like mixture to like. Oh my God. Sounds so good. Oh, man. So they were like, she's like, I can eat more than you. He's like, no way, I can eat more. And I guess there was like this restaurant, and they had this big trays of them coming out, and he's like, we want 2 of those, and the owner is like, that's for like 8 people. He's like, no, 2 trays, come on. And the whole restaurant like watches them. So fun. Yes, I did find some romances that were just what so because I was in the ER with this like terrible anxiety for most of January, I'm like, I cannot read anything where anything bad happens, except the witches, like the Salem witch trials. I don't know why that was like weirdly comforting to me, but hey, it is what it is. But anyway, so I read my number 1 go-to comfort read, which was Anne of Green Gables. Oh my God. Yes, read Anne of Green Gables, and then I'm like, I need more soothing, soft and fluffy, cozy, whatever. So I started, I had read the Flavia de Luce mystery series. Oh my gosh, Flavia is so cool. She's the best. I have to read these. You have to. They're fantastic. I swear, my aunt, somebody really always read. Did you just hit yourself in the face? Oh man. Wow. So the first book is The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie. And the premise of this book series is it's set in 1950s Britain. The main character is Flavia de Luce. She's an 11-year-old precocious little girl. She has a bicycle named Gladys. What? And they go on adventures, and Gladys is like basically a pet. She like talks to Gladys, and like grooms Gladys, and like all, it's like one of my favorite parts of this series is this stupid bicycle, but it's really cute. And Flavia is like obsessed with chemistry. She's got a chemistry lab in her parents' like old crumbling manor, and she like really loves poisons. She's like, amazing. Poisons are my shit. So, so obviously it's a cozy mystery series. So there's like she keeps discovering bodies, or like seeing somebody, like observing a murder, or inserting herself into an investigation or whatever. And, just like all of the, and of course she's the heroine, so she solves the crime. And she's like, in the later series, she's like, she'll like be talking to the investigators or the constable or whatever, and she'll like leave out some like important information, and then like in aside to the reader, she'll be like, well, I had to like leave something for them to find out on their own. Like I can't just hand this case to them. It's really funny.
The covers are so distinctive. I love it.
Yeah, they're really cute. I think I'm on the 6th or the 7th one now. I will say I started them on audio, and the accent, I like was missing stuff because the accent and like all of the place names and character names are like almost like a different dialect or like a foreign language to my ears. I'm having a much better time reading them with my eyes for some reason, but they're like perfect for, you know, if you like cozy mysteries.
Oh my gosh. It looks like there's 10 of them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right.
They're lovely. They're by Alan Bradley.
Love it. That sounds perfect.
Yeah, they're really fun. I did hear somebody told me that they tried to read the Flavia series and they didn't like Flavia, the character, because she doesn't like sound like a child. Like she's very like she's so smart and so like articulate and whatever, that they had a hard time believing this character was a child. Yeah. But
I think like a 10 or 11-year-old isn't like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I personally love that about this character. I think
like she's great. Like how old is Anne when she's like,
yeah, she's 11 or 12.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah.
So, yeah, really fun series.
I will just say, I think I put on Discord, but how much I was in love with Gilbert Blythe as a child. I mean, let's talk about perfection.
Yes.
He was the sweetest.
Have you read the whole Anne series?
Yes, but not for a while.
That's anytime, like, anytime something bad happens, like where I'm like, or if I'm like in a depressive episode, or like when I was having those panic attacks, or like, like my sister-in-law was in the hospital a couple years ago, and like we weren't sure what was going on, and it was really scary. And I'm like, the only thing I can read is Anne right now, and I usually will plow through the whole series.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's my.
Did you watch the new one, the Netflix one that came out a few years ago?
I did not.
You should try it. It's strange. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's good. I thought, oh, I'm not gonna like it like the old one. It's really charming.
That was the one. It was called like Anne with an E, right?
Yeah,
and it was sort of like a little bit darker than usually.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't remember it being especially dark, but yeah, maybe a little less than PBS, but yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to compete with the 80s, miniseries or whatever.
Yeah. No, but it was good.
I'll have to check it out. I remember when that came out and I wanted to watch it, and I just like never.
Yeah, it's pretty darling.
Oh. Let me check my notes, make sure that's
everything. Yeah. And we talked for a decent amount of time. We didn't think we had anything to talk about.
Where are my notes?
Dottie's licking the air.
Oh my god. I'm surprised she hasn't been doing it, but like she licks the air all day, and then all evening she farts. Just like long.
Is her mouth dry? Like
I don't know. Yeah. I think the licking is like a comfort. So we give her those, like, you ever seen those like licky mats?
Yeah,
it's like a silicone plate with like little bumps on it, and like
peanut butter.
Yeah, we put peanut butter on it and give that to her for licking. But she like swallows so much air that she like then she'll like fart, and they're like long, like grown man farts. They're like long and real high pitched. They don't smell usually though, which is good.
What do you think,
girl?
Goodbye.
She just had her gotcha day in January.
Oh my gosh.
So we're equating that as her birthday. She was 12 and a half when we got her last year, so now her's 13 and a half. So old. She just a little old lady baby. All right. Well, I don't have anything else.
That was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. We're excited to get back in the groove and bring more episodes to you. Let us know if there's any topics that you are interested in hearing about. And make sure you subscribe on YouTube. That helps us out. You can follow us on Instagram. We swear we're going to be posting more often now. And yeah, we just appreciate you being here and all your support. We will see you in a couple weeks. Bye.